The extraordinary continent of Antarctica is a place of great beauty and is home to a variety of species, many of which are not found anywhere else on Earth. Some creatures travel across the globe to and from these rich and fertile waters. Others bear the freezing temperatures all year round. These waters are also home to the world's greatest hunters. One thing they all have in common: they need a healthy ocean to survive. Sea ice, perhaps one of Antarctica's most iconic features, is disappearing. And besides the melting ice, there is a new threat on the horizon. Giant floating factories operate around the clock, targeting a species that have survived in this area since dinosaurs roamed the Earth. A food source to all life in Antarctica, krill. Krill is a 4 to 6 centimetre shrimp-like creature, but their role in the ecosystem is huge. A single krill trawler has the catch equivalent of 150 humpback whales per day. They are taken from Antarctica for a number of products. Primarily, they are used as fish feed, turning the flesh of farmed salmon pink. Krill provide around 96% of the caloric intake of all mammals and seabirds in Antarctica. A decrease in their population sends shockwaves throughout the entire food web. Krill also help regulate climate change by storing the equivalent of 5 million cars worth of CO2 on the ocean floor every year. Krill populations have dropped since the 70s due to massive amounts of sea ice depletion, under which they feed and reproduce. The impact is reflected in whale pregnancies. In 2017, 86% of humpback females were pregnant. In 2020, that number plummeted to 29%. Krill already face an enormous challenge due to climate change. The fact that we are fishing them at all makes no sense.
We've just arrived at Coronation Island. It's a relatively small island off the coast of Antarctica, but it's a really important feeding ground for whales and penguins. They come down here to feed on krill during the summer season. We look around us, we found 8 krill fishing vessels ploughing through pods of whale. They'll be joined tomorrow by a 9th vessel, making this a real hotspot for krill fishing, as well as it is a hotspot for whale feeding. The industrial scale operation that is krill fishing really does not have a place down here. This is the primary feeding grounds of whales and penguins. In 2023, Sea Shepherd came down to the region to expose the krill fishing fleet for the first time. The campaign was a huge success. Our media coverage went global, exposing the krill fishing vessel ploughing directly through pods of whales. Our success last year influenced the CAMLA decision to reject the increase of krill quota for this year. This year, once again, we are with the krill fishing fleet, exposing them trawling through pods of whales and supporting the case for more marine protected area in the region. Right now we are launching our small boat, our media team is skating up, and we're going to go close up to the vessel to expose their destructive practices.
Bridge deck.
Deck, go ahead.
Bridge deck, permission to launch Don Quixote.
Yes, deck, you have green light to put Don Quixote in the water.
Ready?
Ready! Go!
Okay, passengers ready to get in? Everyone ready?
Ready!
concentration of wildlife down here is amazing. It's a lot more than everything we see everywhere else. It is absolutely horrendous to see such destructive activity happening down here. Those 9 vessels around us today would catch as much krill as 1,350 whales would eat in one day. This vessel, the Fuxing High, is a brand new vessel. It is the first time it comes down here to catch krill. And this really tells us that the fleet has been expanding in order to catch more krill, where the reality is that we need to catch less krill, if not at all.
This industry claims that they are fishing sustainably, that they're doing everything they can to minimize their impact on the wildlife around here. But scientists paint a fairly different picture. They have found a correlation between the krill industry and the decreasing amount of humpback and fin whale pregnancies. Every year there's only a few months that the whales have time to feed on krill, to get strong, to get healthy, to do their long migration routes. And they need to feed in an area with a concentration of krill. And they can't do that anymore because of those ships.
Currently, only 4.7% of the waters of Antarctica are truly protected. The United Nations and the scientific community are pushing for 30% of the world ocean to be protected. The scientific community proposed for 3 large MPAs to be created in Antarctica. We're currently in one of them. Marine protected areas, like national parks on land, allow for the right of nature to take precedence over the financial interests of greedy corporations.
No matter what label, no matter what sustainability promise is written on the package, this krill is coming from down here, and in catching it, whales have been endangered, penguins have been endangered. The whole Antarctic ecosystem is being put at risk because krill is the very foundation of all life down here. This summer, the governing body of Antarctica that is overseeing the krill fishery will meet up and decide if they will turn some of those areas here into marine protected areas. That is big hope for us, for the whales and all wildlife. Sea Shepherd has long since made a promise to always protect Antarctica and its wildlife. Until the whales, the seals, the fish, the krill, the penguins have their home where they cannot be killed or mistreated. We will always fight for Antarctica.